Bad email marketers make more money. And in this video, I'm going to show you why. So if you're currently in the email marketing space and you want to make more money, then make sure you watch this video to the end, because I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to make more money. All right. So the reason I'm making this video is to help you see results quicker, because I speak with a lot of guys who are in a similar position to you, okay? They're all excited at the start of their email marketing agency journey. And I check in with them in, 6 to 9 months time, only to see them still spending all of their time on learning, okay? Without a single penny having been made to their name. So I'm going to help you avoid that. Okay, and to do that, we need to look at the key character traits of what a good email marketer is versus what a bad email marketer is and why it matters. Okay, so when it comes to being a service delivery provider, there are good providers and bad providers, all right? But when it comes to email marketing specifically, it tends to be the bad email marketers that make the most money. And I'm going to show you why, okay? So bad email marketers focus on speed of implementation, okay? And the key differentiating point between a bad email marketer and a good email marketer is that the bad ones focus on revenue generation, as opposed to learning and trying to become the best at delivering email as a service, as if they are always going to be the hands-on service provider. Okay, so when it comes to the bad guys, this is what they focus on. All right, they focus on revenue generation first and foremost. Okay. When it comes to their weaknesses, the bad email marketers, instead of thinking, right, I have to become the best email marketer and the best person at writing copy and the best graphic designer, whatever it might be, they actually decide to outsource their weaknesses. Okay, so instead of trying to spend, months and months, if not years, on becoming the best copywriter, they think, actually, I'm not very good at copywriting, or I'm not an English native speaker, and I need to outsource for it. All right. When it comes to retention, bad email marketers realize that actually results don't lead to retaining clients. They actually realize there's a nuanced difference between results and client happiness. And actually, in some circumstances, you can work as an agency with a client, with a brand, an e-commerce brand, and actually not deliver results for them, or slightly under-deliver results for them, but you can still keep them for a client in the long term. All right. So the bad email marketers realize that actually there are going to be times when you don't get results for clients, or maybe the results that you thought you were going to get are slightly, less, or maybe it's Black Friday and you thought that you were going to generate 10,000 new list subscribers for the brand and you only generated 8,000 list subscribers. Okay. The bad email marketers realize that results don't just drive retention. Okay. And actually there's a number of different things, and I've got a load of other videos on the channel that show you how to keep your clients happy, even in times when the results aren't necessarily there. Okay. Now, when it comes to the bad email marketers, they say no more than they say yes, okay? And this specifically relates to negotiation. So when they sign a new client, they will have a boilerplate agreement, and the client can either accept it or deny it and not become a client, okay? And the bad email marketers price their services accordingly, and they say, look, these are our terms, take them or leave them, we don't negotiate, okay? That's what the bad email marketers do. Again, they're focused on revenue so that they can actually deliver a good service, and they don't negotiate. They don't spend weeks or months redlining, elements of a contract only to then, get ghosted by the prospective client and not work with them. I'm not sure why this is doing that. We're going to have to wait 20 seconds by the looks of it for this to upload, okay? So when it comes to the bad email marketers, another thing to understand here is that they move fast, okay? So speed of implementation is probably a term that you've heard of before. For some reason, I don't know why my Miro board here is having an issue. So we're going to pause the video and I'm going to come back in one moment. All right, so I'm back in the room, okay? So what we're talking about was speed of implementation, okay? Now, what the bad email marketers do that the good ones don't is they move fast. They focus on speed of implementation, speed to lead. When they get new leads in or engagements from their cold outreach efforts, they go quickly, they move quickly, okay? That's what the bad email marketers do where the good ones don't, okay? We've talked about the fact that they do not negotiate. And also here, what we want to talk about next is the fact that the bad email marketers focus their strategy of growth and scaling on client acquisition and not becoming the best at their service delivery. Okay, so instead of sitting at their desk and logging in every day to try and be the best email copywriter or the best technical expert. They focus on getting clients, getting engagement from prospective brands that they can help. And once they do generate those conversations, they charge high prices. So bad email marketers are confident, they have a good, strong level of conviction, maybe they're a bit cocky, and they say, if you want to work with us, we don't negotiate contracts, it's $5,000 a month or it's 12 grand up front for an infrastructure build, take it or leave it, okay? And that's how the bad email marketers operate. Now, when it comes to the good email marketers, who is that, okay? Now, typically, we're going to categorize these guys, and this is going to ruffle some feathers. These guys are the nerds, okay? So they focus on becoming the best technical expert at Klaviyo, learning everything they can to be that technical specialist when it comes to ESPs and deliverability, and getting themselves into a position where no matter what the client asks of them question-wise, they're going to be able to answer it. They know everything about all the metrics and open rates, placed order values, everything about the flows, everything about segments and list cleaning, whatever it might be. They go on a mission to learn everything they can about email marketing. And these guys will typically spend 6 to 9 months learning, whilst the bad email marketers will start generating income within the first 14 to 30 days of launching their agency. So whilst these guys are making money, these guys are still stuck in a perpetual loop of learning, okay? And I've seen this for some individuals where they've actually gone on a process of 2 to 3 years of actually learning email marketing before they've felt confident enough to sell it, okay? The bad email marketers realize that they actually don't need confidence in order to sell. They just need a high level of conviction that what they are pitching and proposing to their clients is what they can deliver on. Whether they outsource that to a contractor, they know as the entrepreneur and the agency owner that they will make it happen. The good email marketers versus that and opposed to that are basically in a position where they lack the confidence, they need to actually sell their services. They feel guilty for doing it. Okay, so ultimately they move very, very slowly. They're willing to negotiate and they end up saying yes to everything. So these guys will sometimes call themselves, a CRO specialist or a UX specialist or an e-commerce specialist, whatever it might be. And when they get a client brand that, loads a load more scope creep onto them and says, okay, well, I'm paying you for these 10 action items per month, but actually, can you cast an eye over our ads? And actually, can you look at our website copy? And what about our tags or whatever it might be? Or look at our Shopify backend. The good email marketers cannot say no. They say yes constantly, which basically means they erode their own profit margins in their freelancer or agency business, ultimately meaning they earn less money, okay? So these guys constantly focus on the acquisition of knowledge as opposed to the acquisition of clients. And when it comes to the application of that knowledge, really their main goal is to just constantly prove to clients that they know what they're talking about, okay? They're not actually that concerned about applying that knowledge in a tangible way that helps the client and also helps them make more money. They only really want to learn this stuff so that they can wax lyrical and speak technical jargon and prove to the clients that they actually are as good as they say they are, okay? 9 times out of 10, this leads to a position where they undercharge for their work. So the more they go into their learning when it comes to Klaviyo, the more they practice, theoretically instead of actual, in practicality in real world scenarios, working with client accounts, the more they realize they actually don't know. Okay, and that is the curse of being an agency owner and an entrepreneur. Ironically, you would think at the beginning of your journey is when you actually know the least, and sometimes it will feel like you know the least and you have imposter syndrome when you've actually got proof of concept, service market fit, and you're earning a load of money. Okay, that is just the curse of being an entrepreneur. So my message to you guys watching that, if you're in the email marketing space, is focus on cash collected, focus on revenue. And if this makes you feel like a bad email marketer, then it's probably a good thing for you to focus on, all right? And on the contrary, do not try and become the best at delivering the service, okay? Become the best at running an agency and being an entrepreneur that leverages human capital and all of your resources and all of your systems to get the most results for your clients, okay? So hopefully, guys, you enjoyed this video. As with all these videos, if you got value, please hit the subscribe button. Drop me a comment below if you've got any questions at all, whether you're a beginner, whether you're making 50K a month already with your email marketing agency. I'll be super happy to help you out, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, cheers.